All right, so here we're going to do two more examples of complex fractions. So this first one, I need to find my lowest common denominator. It is 3x. So I'm going to multiply by 3x over 3x. And I like to put a little 1 there as a placeholder so that I can make sure that I'm not messing it up. Remember, it's really important this all divides to make 1. So I'm not changing the value, I'm only changing the appearance. It's really crucial that you make sure that this actually equals 1. So when I multiply this, I'm going to multiply here. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I'm just left with x squared. And I'm going to multiply here. So 3x times 2 is plus 6x. Down here, I'm going to multiply 3x here. So x divided by x is 1, so I'm left with 3 times 1, or 3, plus here, 3x times 3 is 9x. And then I can factor out the greatest common term up here, x times x plus 6, and here 3 times x plus, oh, oof, I can tell I've been at it too long today, plus 3x. All right, and we factor just in case we can simplify. In this case we can't, so either one of those would be a fine final answer. All right, and then next problem. Sorry, okay, this is 3 over x squared minus 4, all divided by 2 over x plus 2 minus x plus 1 over x squared minus x minus 6. So this time, my LCD, I didn't give myself enough room for that one. LCD is, let's see, if I factor this here, this is x plus 2, x minus 2. So I'm going to use that as my denominator instead. This one cannot be factored. This one can be factored. It's x, thinking about -1 and -6, two numbers that multiply to make -6 and add to make -1 would be -3 and +2. -3 times 2 is -6, -3 plus 2 is -1. Okay, so I'm going to use that instead. So now my LCD needs all of the parts. So I need this whole x plus 2 and this whole x minus 2. X plus 2 I already have. I need an x minus 3 and x plus 2 I already have. So here's my least common denominator. So now I'm going to multiply this by x plus 2, x minus 2, x minus 3 over x plus 2, x minus 2, x minus 3. I can put that little 1 there. And this is just again so we can make sure that our numerators and denominators line up so that we're keeping everything straight. Okay, now I need to multiply these together, And when I do that, x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 is 1. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1. And I am left with the 3 and the x minus 3 on top. And then on the bottom, when I multiply here, x plus 2 and x plus 2 cancel, so I have 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 3. And then here I have minus x minus, plus 1. And then x minus 3 and x plus 2, so I'm just left with the x minus 2. All right, now this is a big mess, so I want to simplify that denominator. The numerator is going to stay exactly the same. I'm going to distribute this. So I think I'm just going to do it off to the side here. So 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 3 is 2x minus 4 times x minus 3. Right, so I just distributed there. And then I'm going to distribute 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. This is negative 4x and positive 12. Combine like terms, and I get 2x squared minus 10x plus 12. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the second one. Just do it off to the side again. So negative x plus 1, x minus 2. So negative x minus 1 times x minus 2. So that's negative x squared plus 2x minus x plus 2. Negative x squared. This is just x plus 2. And then combine like terms. 3x minus 3. All right, so 2x squared minus x squared is just x squared. Negative 10x plus x is negative 9x. And 12 plus 2 is 14. So this is going to be 3 times x minus 3 divided by 9. Positive 14 is going to be negative 2 and negative 7. Multiply to make 14, add to make negative 9. So x minus 2 and x minus 7. And there we go. There's our answer.